Hey everyone, welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at Apple, specifically their stock as of March 11th, 2025. So if you're interested in getting a clear picture of where Apple stands in the market right now, you're in the right place. We've gathered insights from technical analysis, news reports, and the broader market trends,
Right.
all with the aim of presenting you with a concise and easy-to-understand analysis. So no need to feel overwhelmed by mountains of data.
Exactly. We'll filter out the noise and give you the essential information.
Right. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge you need to understand Apple's current position and its potential future.
Because, let's be honest, the world of investing can be pretty complex, especially for someone who's just starting out.
Absolutely.
So we're here to break it down for you in a way that's approachable and insightful.
So to kick things off, let's zoom out and look at the overall performance of Apple stock. Over the past year, the stock has actually seen a pretty impressive rise.
Yeah.
Close to 28%.
It has been a really good year for them.
It really suggests that there's significant long-term confidence in the company.
It does. It paints a picture of a company that's on solid ground.
Yeah, but it's important to note that there's been a bit of a shift recently.
Oh, interesting.
Just in the past week, we've seen the stock drop by about 3.6%. And over the last month, it's down around 2.2%.
So there's some recent volatility.
Yeah, it could signal a bit of a change in sentiment among investors.
Makes you wonder what's driving those changes.
It's certainly something to keep in mind as we go through this. And speaking of changes, we can't forget that the stock hit an all-time high back in December.
That's right. On December 26th, it reached $260.10.
Now it's sitting at about $219.36.
That's about a 15% drop from its peak.
Could this mean we're witnessing a correction in the market?
It's a plausible explanation.
Yeah, because after such a substantial climb, a period of adjustment isn't uncommon.
Exactly. What goes up must come down, as they say.
And to give us a bit more context on the risk associated with Apple stock, we have its beta, which sits at 0.72.
That's a moderate level of market risk.
Meaning it's not as volatile as some other stocks out there, but still subject to fluctuations.
Right.
And over the past year, its volatility has been around 3.40%.
So it's relatively stable compared to the broader market.
But it's still important for investors to be aware of the potential for ups and downs.
Absolutely. No investment is completely risk-free.
Now, it's also worth mentioning that Apple has a truly enormous market capitalization.
Almost $3.3 trillion.
And on average, about 52 million shares change hands every day.
It's one of the most actively traded stocks.
That level of liquidity is generally a good sign for investors.
It usually means you can buy or sell shares without drastically impacting the price.
Okay, so we've got a sense of the overall stock performance and market context. Now let's dive into some of the technical indicators.
Let's see what the numbers are telling us.
Starting with the 50-day simple moving average, or SMA.
We've seen it recently dip down to about $236.
What does this tell you?
Well, when the price falls below the 50-day SMA, it usually means that the short-term momentum has weakened.
Okay.
It's a sign that the upward trend might be losing steam.
So in this case, with the price dropping below that 236 level,
it suggests that the upward trajectory we saw earlier could be taking a pause.
and we might even see further downward pressure in the near term.
That's definitely a possibility.
So now let's compare this to the 200-day SMA.
The longer-term trend.
That one's currently around $233.80.
It's still above the current stock price.
But the fact that the price is below both the 50-day and the 200-day SMA,
it's a signal worth paying attention to.
yeah, it could be a sign that the longer-term upward trend is being tested.
It's like a check engine light. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a major problem, but it's something to investigate further.
And, whenever I hear of stock trends, I can't help but think of this term death cross.
Oh, yeah, that's a popular one.
Is that relevant in Apple's case right now?
Well, a death cross happens when the 50-day SMA crosses below the 200-day SMA.
Right.
Now, we haven't seen that yet with Apple.
Yep.
But the fact that they're getting closer together is definitely something to keep an eye on.
Because if that were to happen.
It could signal a more significant shift towards a bearish trend.
All right, moving on to the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. It's currently at 31.5.
That puts it in neutral territory, but leaning towards oversold.
What does that mean for potential investors?
Well, an RSI below 30 often suggests oversold conditions, meaning that the selling pressure might be easing up soon.
So we could see the price stabilize or even bounce back.
Potentially.
But it's not a guaranteed signal of an immediate upward reversal.
Right. It's just one piece of the puzzle.
And how about the moving average convergence divergence, or MACD? What's it indicating right now?
The MACD line is currently below the signal line at about negative 2.41. This reinforces the bearish sentiment we're seeing.
So the selling pressure is still pretty strong.
It seems that way.
Okay, given all these technical indicators, are there any specific price levels you're keeping a close eye on?
Absolutely. On the downside, there's that $220 level
Okay.
that's been acting as a pivot point recently.
Right.
And then there's the area around $234.
Which is close to the 200-day SMA.
If the price drops below 220,
Uh-oh.
it could potentially head towards 210.
Wow, that would be a significant drop.
Or even lower.
Okay, so those are definitely levels to watch out for.
On the flip side, we have resistance around 239,
Okay.
near the 20-day SMA, and then at $241.71.
Which aligns with a Fibonacci retracement level.
If we see a move above that 236 to 239 range, it could signal the start of a recovery.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about some recent news and events that could be impacting Apple's stock price.
Sounds good.
One big development that caught my eye was the announcement about the delay of the AI-powered Siri overhaul.
Yeah, that was a big one.
They're pushing it back to 2026.
It seems like the market's a bit concerned about the implications for iPhone sales.
Especially in a huge market like China.
And the overall rollout of Apple Intelligence.
It's been reported that this delay actually contributed to a 3% drop in the stock.
It really shows how news and events can have a direct impact on stock performance.
Yeah, even if the impact is just based on investor perception.
It's all about expectations.
But amidst all of this, Apple has also been releasing new products.
They have.
We've got the new MacBook Air with the M4 chip, updated iPads, and even some entry-level iPhones.
Trying to appeal to a wider range of customers.
So how has the market responded to these new releases?
It's been a bit of a mixed bag. Some sources have pointed out an 8.38% year-to-date drop in the stock price.
Really? Despite all these new products?
It seems like investors might be looking for more substantial catalysts to really drive the price up.
Or it could be that other factors like the overall economic climate are playing a bigger role.
Right, there's always a bigger picture to consider.
Speaking of the bigger picture, we also can't ignore the uncertainties surrounding global trade.
Especially with President Trump's policies.
Apple relies heavily on manufacturing in China.
They do, and any trade tensions between the U.S. and China can really impact their bottom line.
Remember that 5.6% drop in the stock in a single session?
Oof. Yeah, that was a rough day.
All because of tariff concerns?
It's a prime example of how geopolitical events can send shockwaves through the market.
And while there have been efforts to ease those tensions,
Like that pledge for a substantial U.S. investment.
the immediate effects of any trade disputes can still be pretty significant for Apple's stock.
Volatility is the name of the game in this globalized world.
All right, now let's take a closer look at Apple's recent earnings figures.
The numbers that everyone's been waiting for.
For their first quarter of fiscal year 2025, which ended in December 2024, they reported a 4% increase in revenue.
Not bad, reaching $124.3 billion.
And their earnings per share rose by 10%? So those are some positive signs.
They are.
But we also can't forget that iPhone sales actually dipped slightly by 0.9%.
It's a reminder that even a giant like Apple isn't immune to market challenges.
Yeah, it's like a mixed bag of results.
It is. Some areas shining while others are facing headwinds.
And it's definitely influencing how investors are currently viewing the company.
For sure. Mixed signals can make investors hesitant.
Now, it seems like the overall tech sector is also playing a role here.
Oh, absolutely. The tech industry as a whole has been experiencing some volatility,
Including declines in some of the other major players.
which can create a ripple effect across the entire sector.
And even though the Nasdaq Q has seen some dips,
There have been reports indicating a 5% gain for Apple over the past month,
and a 2% rise after the Siri delay announcement.
apparently fueled by a $100 billion stock buyback program.
So it's interesting how different factors can push and pull the stock price in different directions.
It's a constant tug of war.
So let's delve a bit deeper into those earnings figures.
Let's break it down.
You mentioned a 4% increase in revenue
That's right.
and a 10% rise in earnings per share.
To $2.40.
So what were some of the highlights?
Well, the services segment stole the show.
Really?
It achieved a record $26.34 billion in revenue,
Wow, that's impressive.
a 14% increase.
They must be doing something right.
And they now have over 1 billion subscriptions across their various platforms.
So that's a major driver of growth for them.
Absolutely. The recurring revenue from subscriptions is a huge asset.
And what about their other products?
We saw solid growth in Mac sales,
Okay.
up 15%, reaching $8.99 billion
And iPad sales also saw a healthy 10% jump.
to $8.09 billion.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
No, far from it.
But we did talk about those slightly disappointing iPhone sales.
Right, a 0.9% dip totaling $69.14 billion.
And the wearables, home, and accessories category also experienced a 2% decline.
A little bit of weakness in those areas.
But on the plus side, the number of active Apple devices keeps climbing.
It does. They reported a record 2.35 billion active devices.
That's a massive user base.
And a strong foundation for potential future growth.
So with all that in mind, what's Apple's outlook for the coming quarter?
Well, for Q2 of fiscal year 2025, they're projecting mid to low single-digit revenue growth.
Okay, not explosive, but still growth.
And gross margins between 46.5% and 47.5%.
So they seem confident about their ability to maintain profitability.
They do, especially with the strength of their services business.
So now let's look ahead to the future. What are some of the things that could shape Apple's stock in the long run?
Well, there's a lot of buzz about a potential foldable iPhone.
Oh yeah, that's been in the rumors for a while.
It could launch as early as late 2026 or early 2027.
That would be a pretty big deal.
It would open up a whole new market segment for them.
But they're also facing some challenges.
Of course.
The competition in China is intense.
It is, and sales there have been a bit up and down.
And they're also dealing with some regulatory hurdles for their AI initiatives in that region.
It's a complex landscape to navigate.
And let's not forget about the legal battles they're facing.
Like that $1 billion lawsuit in the UK.
All these things can create uncertainty for investors.
They can. Legal challenges always bring an element of risk.
And we can't overlook their decision to develop their own cellular chip.
That's expected to be included in the iPhone 16e.
It's a bold move.
It could potentially disrupt their relationships with current suppliers.
It's definitely a development to watch closely. So as we wrap up this analysis, what's the overall takeaway for investors?
Well, Apple's current price-to-earnings ratio is around 34.82.
Which is higher than its historical average.
It does suggest a potential overvaluation.
But some might argue that it's justified by their strong brand and the growth of their services.
That's a valid point.
And their forward dividend yield is currently 0.44%.
Not super high.
It might not be a huge draw for income-focused investors.
It's more about growth potential with Apple.
And analysts have a pretty wide range of price targets.
From $184 to $325.
That's quite a spread.
It reflects the varying opinions on Apple's future prospects.
But generally speaking, it seems like there's a belief that Apple has strong long-term potential.
Their fundamentals are solid, and their services division is a powerhouse.
But in the short term,
A bit of caution is advised.
there are those recent declines and the overall market uncertainties to consider.
It might be wise for short-term investors to wait for signs of stabilization.
And from a technical analysis perspective, it's important to keep an eye on those support levels around $234.
And any potential bullish signals that might emerge.
So to sum it all up for you, Apple stock has shown impressive long-term growth, but has recently experienced some short-term dips.
It's been a bit of a roller coaster ride.
These fluctuations are being influenced by a number of factors.
Delays in key features, mixed reactions to new products, ongoing trade concerns, and a mixed earnings report.
It's important to remember that the market is constantly changing.
Never a dull moment.
So make sure you're staying informed and considering all these elements as you make your own investment decisions.
Absolutely. Due diligence is key.
And here's a final thought for you to ponder. Apple's pushing hard to integrate AI across their entire ecosystem.
They are. It's a major part of their strategy.
So how do you think the eventual success of those efforts, like the enhanced Siri features, will impact long-term investor confidence and Apple's overall valuation?
It's an interesting question to consider.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to Investing Talk Podcast. If you found this deep dive into Apple's stock insightful, please consider subscribing, giving us a like, and leaving a comment with your thoughts or any questions you might have.
We appreciate your support.
Until next time, happy investing.